Hey, what the hell is up with you? You're always at home, relaxing and doing nothing. And all you do is eat and sleep every single day. I am not working here just so I can and take care of you. If you're not even going to do any chores, then start finding a job.
Then my husband, Nick, began to get upset once again.
Shut the hell up. If you insist that much, I haven't leave this home for good. Once I'm gone, you'll even know how I was important to you, and you better thankful of me.
With saying just that, my husband packed his belongings and left. My name is Mary, and I'm 32 years old. I work in a company. I had been a workaholic all my life, loving doing my job and working hard for the company. Seeing me like this, a friend of mine worried that my work was my life. So she arranged a blind date for me to go on. That as where I met Nick. At that time, Nick worked in a nursing home and had a nice smile. He was good looking and very kind to me. From the blind date, we hit it off to go out. Nick would understand my busy working schedules and how busy I was at work, even when I worked late and couldn't be there for a few days. He would never give me any indication that he hated that about me. Instead, he would ask me, "Are you something nutritious for your health worries about me?" All the male colleagues in the company I work at are all eager to get promoted, but nobody seems to worry about me like that. In fact, most of my male colleagues, as their rival and event, thinks that faint or something, they will have rival to beat. This was one of the reasons why I was moved by Nick's kindness, as he was different to the guys I knew from WCA. Nick would cook for me at home and even make breakfast for me on mornings when he slept over. Since Nick has lived in his for a long time, he can do all the housework really well. I was starting to believe that I might have to build a happy family with such a wonderful man like Nicky. And then Nick proposed to me. I immediately accepted his proposal, got married. Many of my colleagues congratulated me, but I think most of the male colleagues were surprised.
That workaholic Mary is getting marked. I thought that she'd end up being the rest of her life.
Many of my colleagues would say such nice things about me, but at any rate, I had found my hit. We held a wedding ceremony, went on honeymoon, and started our newlywed together. My new married life with my husband is full of fun. My husband really took care of me with house chores, mainly. Of course, I also did some housework weekends and days when I could, but still very busy on weekdays. So it was that my husband took the initiative to help me out with the cleaning.
Nick, everything you cook is really delicious.
Right? I've been working part-time in a restaurant all my life, Look, I made some quick snacks, which really well with beer. So eat up.
Thank you.
I love to drink, so I really loved that my husband made me a cocktail. He made a lot of easy, quick snacks that went well with alcohol. So I think I drank a bit when we were together. I have always been devoted to my work, but I'm so lucky to have met such a wonderful, caring person. I thought that I would be able to spend days like this with my husband, but it was about a year after that things began to get a little strange.
Nick, I did it. I finally got a promotion.
Oh, wow. That's great. Well then, let's celebrate today. Let's have some delicious steaks and some good wine.
That sounds amazing. I love steak.
My husband was very happy about From what I had heard around me and on the internet, I had heard that some husbands cannot be honestly happy when their wives are promoted before them, perhaps out of pride, but my husband liked it. he was really happy for me. That's what I thought. And I really that he was a nice person at the time.
I'm thinking of becoming a full-time house husband.
Huh?
Well, if you do get a promotion, then you'll be even more busy than now, Mom. So I think it would be better to do all the household chores and support at home.
But I've been working overtime under company's regulations all these times that I'll work for the company changes even after the promotion that. So I'll be busy, but it'll be the schedules that I've been having this time.
Oh, is that so? But even so, you have more responsibilities once you get promo one. It'd be easier mentally if you to do any house chores at all.
Oh. Well, you're right about that.
So from now on, I'll even quit my job and home to support you, Mary.
Since my husband suggested it, I agreed to his idea. Indeed, my husband was right, as my responsibilities at work would increase now on. So there could be possibilities that I might forget or I'd be too tired to do it. If that's the case, since my husband's going to stay at home, I might as well let him do all the house chores. And nowadays, it is not at all unusual for husbands to become house husbands. So it was decided that I would stay at home taking care of house chores. And this plan was a great success. I was freed from the role of doing chores and was able to focus more than before. My husband quit his job and was able solely on house chores, allowing to spend more time to cook, clean, and errands for the house.
The room is very clean.
I've cleaned up every little detail in the rooms compared to other Airbnbs.
And the meal that you made is so good. This beef in this beef stew is so tender and delicious.
Well, now that I have more time, I'll definitely take the time to cook up some of my favorite dishes, which would take some time. We will be able to eat a lot more of our meals from now on.
I feel like I'm at a little restaurant. Day.
No, it won't be like that. I'll even cook some Italian or Chin depending on the week.
That's amazing. I'm looking forward to it, honey.
Since then, my husband has been serving me delicious home-cooked meals. Even when I came home, tired from work, my husband's cooking as well as beer made me feel instantly relaxed. I was having the time of my life, Nick. And then one day, I came home from find that nothing had been prepared to eat. There was no sign of my husband in room 2. I thought, what's going on? So I went to Nick's room and found him sleeping in his bed. Oh, was he exhausted? My husband was sleeping with his face on top of the duvet, as if he had just gotten into bed. I do know how long Nick had been asleep, but sleeping like this, he could hardly have been colder. I gently tapped my husband to wake.
Oh, what time is it?
It's already 9:00, honey.
Oh, no, really? I'm really sorry. I forgot to cook.
It's okay. It's okay. Honey, you were tired too, weren't you? You haven't eaten yet, right? Why don't we just order today? How about pizza?
Sure, no problem.
I didn't mind Nick being like that, because it's only normal to have day that sometimes. I was rather grateful that he had been so good to me all this time. That day, we both had beer and enjoyed pizza. But a few days later, the same thing happened. I didn't think anything of it but a little while later. The same happened once again. And sometimes the morning dishes are left untouched. And I felt that Nick wasn't doing new house chores bit by bit in general to before. The laundry was piled up, the floors were dirty, and I wondered if Nick had even vacuumed around the rooms. When I came home, My husband was oft on the sofa or on the bed. He used to cook delicious meals for the other day. I saw a lot of empty, prepared foods from the supermarket. Well, I'm grateful that he still does them for me, but recently he has been less and less and asks me, "Can you do something?" As if it was normal to ask. Even though he suggested ordering food, I thought to myself that all the delivery would be paid for by myself. I thought that this was something I overlook anymore and talked to my about this.
Hey, aren't you slacking off a little too much about the house chores? Then my husband started to get upset.
What's up with that? I'm doing my best here. Being a house husband is not easy. Don't you dare underestimate me. I'm the nosiest husband.
I'm not underestimating you. It's just that you used to do everything around the house, but lately I feel like you're not doing anything at all.
I do get tired sometimes too, so go take a break.
No, I know that, but
I'm only just saying that he's slack too much because it's the truth, but my husband wouldn't even try to discuss it with me at all. I finally gave up talking to him and to put up with it. After that, my husband continued to do the house chores. Or rather, I guess he started to think he could ignore house chores without hesitation because I didn't warn him so strictly after that. My husband literally became an unemployed scumbag who wouldn't do anything around the house, always sleeping around when he was home. He just really sleeps all the time. What the hell was he even doing during the day? At this rate, it seems like he's just being lazy and not doing anything during the day, too. The morning dishes were left untouched until I would buy lunch or a cool meal when I got home from work. My husband would eat what I cooked without even thanking me, and then on the couch or bed after that and away. His day literally consisted of eating and sleeping. This is not even close to what a house husband would do. All these frustrations I had gradually accumulated day by day. Then one day, I had a little trouble, and I wasn't feeling my best. When I returned home, my husband was relaxing on the sofa in the living room. When he noticed that I had come home, he asked, "Where's the food?" At that moment, I exploded with all frustration I had been feeling from all this time.
hey, what's up with you? You're always at home, relaxing and doing nothing. And all you do is eat, sleep every single day. I am not working here just so I can and take care of you. If you're not even going to do any house chores, then start finding a job.
Who the hell do you think you are? I'm the one who has been supporting your family all this time, and you have no tiny ounce of gratitude for me?
I have been grateful towards you up now. Lately, I've been doing all the housework and trying to balance it with everything else. All you do is sit around and do nothing.
If you insist that much, I'll leave this home for good. Once I'm gone, you'll never know how I was important to you, and you better, Leah, thankful of me?
With saying just that, my husband his belongings and left. Why has my husband changed so drastically? Will I ever be able to fill up this I have between my husband and I? As I was worried about it all night, I woke up feeling unwell the next morning. As expected, it was too difficult for me to go to work. So I took the day off at the hospital in the morning. I ate some yogurt and took the medicine the doctor gave me. Then the fever went down a bit and better. So I laid down on the sofa watching TV while relaxing. Then suddenly the doorbell rang. Who could it be? Was it my husband? Had he forgotten his keys? But when I saw through the peephole who it was just in case, I was surprised to see my old friend. It was a young woman who I had never seen before. From the way she was dressed, it looked like she might be someone from the post office or a courier. Could it be? I quickly set the camera app on my record video and answered through peephole, trying my best to keep my low.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
I tried to say it in a manly tone. Hearing this, the woman said, "Hello there. I'm not sure if that's what you meant, but I'll try to help you out." "So," I said, "I see. All right," and door.
Come on in.
I opened the door, saying that as I phoned and waited for the woman to seize the room. Then the woman came in saying, "Oh, how I've missed you." And then I asked her, "What brings you here?"
Who the hell are you? I am Nick's wife.
Excuse me? Then the person who answered the question earlier wasn't Nick, but
I changed my voice and answered it. Are you having an affair with Nick?
The woman began to panic and said, "Meanwhile, I'm stuck here with a broken car."
hey, turn off that camera.
No, I won't turn it off. And if you want to reveal yourself, I'm going to have to call the investigators to investigate about you.
After I said all this, the woman gay told me everything. She told me that she was a mother who walked around in the neighborhood and that Nick had met at the supermarket, become friends, and then began having an affair. My husband was having an affair with a woman who worked really hard. He was playing around with another of my hard-earned money. I am sure that he was ignoring the chores because he was busy having fun during the day. I immediately decided to leave this. Originally, I had rented the room in your name because my income was higher than when we were both working. So I could also terminate the lease I wanted to. I sent all of my husband's belongings to his parents' house and terminated the lease on our apartment. In the meantime, I rented a room in an apartment and moved out. Soon after that, my husband contacted.
Hey, why are you sending all my stuff to my parents' house without any permission?
Because you did leave our home, did you?
Well, this is only temporary.
No, it's not. You've left for good. So I want a divorce.
Do you have any experience with divorce? Wait a minute. Just because of this divorce is answer.
Well, no, it isn't. And there is more, because L, know that you were having an affair.
What?
Your mistress thought you were home the other day, so she came over for a little visit. The housewife who said that she met the supermarket.
Oh, I was seduced by her.
Don't give me any excuses.
No way.
When I called him at that time, woman's voice over the phone. Could it be that woman he was having an affair with at the time? No, but there was no way that Nick over at that person's house. I mean, she's a mom and she must be with her husband. Could it be another woman? I decided to investigate with the investigator just to make sure. A month later, I received the results of the investigation and was just dumbfounded. My husband was having affairs with 4 different women, and all of them were married. So I immediately sent content cert mails to each of the mistresses on my list. As a result, my husband was sued by the other husbands for alimony. Then my husband called me once again.
Mary, how dare you do that to me? Because of what you did, I have to do more now.
What the hell? You had it coming. You've been shaking your hips like every single day, and by the time I see you, you're so tired that you're always on the go. If you want to live your life, go ahead, but just don't be an asshole and do break the rules that we have in our, how you did this time. Alimony is the price for breaking these rules. Just be quiet and pay it up, you ass.
That's a good one.
My husband sounded frightened, as I didn't expect myself to yell so much. I hung up the phone, blocked all in calls from Nick, and left the rest lawyer. The divorce was finalized smoothly. I filed a claim for alimony against my ex-husband and all the women he had affairs with. But Since my ex-husband didn't have the financial ability to pay all the alimony, his parents decided to pay for him instead. Nick's parents were very angry with his ex-husband because of this incident. They have been monitoring him every day, even at work, where he works from morning until night, using all of his income to pay back the amount they had lent him. Well, it's a natural process, so I sympathize with Nick, whatever. Meanwhile, I continue to work as hard and got promoted to a higher rank. Since I can live completely on my I'll take it easy on my love without forcing myself to get married.
4 different women being supported by his wife. To be honest, I really think Nick She experienced much more for what he had. But I am glad that Mary got her alimony. I hope Mary can find her true love happiness with a decent man in the...
Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you at our next event.